1942, there was no Jewish high school in Chicago until the academy opened.
Chicago then was much, even though it was a tremendously large community of hundreds of thousands of people, it was very small in terms of our world, in terms of the religious world.
A student who wanted to learn Torah at the high school level went to a school, many of them went to a school called Marshall High School. And then they came to learn in the afternoon at the yeshiva. So the academy was the first school that combined the two together, Torah and Chochmah.
You have to remember it was after the Holocaust, and the survivors limped into Chicago, and the mood of depression was enormous. And the academy was a venture that certainly opened up a new vista, and that somehow things would not be as bleak as they seemed.
When I started the academy, it was very small. I think there were about 35 people, kids, all together. It was in the yeshiva building, at the Hebrew Theological College. There were 8 boys and me. That was interesting. Well, I haven't thought about that for years.
Going to the academy, it was fun. We felt at home there.
We felt welcomed by the community, not only by the school. The school was our home, an extended family.
First thing in the morning we davened, we started the day that way. We studied Ivrit, we studied Tanakh, the boys studied Gemara.
In the afternoon, we had an excellent secular studies program, and I think to a great extent that helped shape all of us.
We never saw a conflict between Torah and Mad'a, if you will. We were expected to strive for excellence in all of them.
The major population of the students in the academy were also members of B'nai Akiva. So this brought about a very, very warm relationship with Eretz Yisrael, so that the only place with this kind of balance was the academy, the Ida Crown Jewish. So that has to say everything.
The academy was a great place. We had a class of 60. In my junior year, after we came back from break, we moved into what was then the brand new building at Pratt in California. Most of the kids came from, not necessarily the same level of observance in their homes, but we had many of the same kinds of values. And it was a wonderful, nurturing environment.
There were a lot of expectations. It was very difficult to get used to a dual program where you had the Hebrew and the English. It was a long day, but no one minded doing the work. And so there was respect, there were good relationships, but there was fun also.
The student activities were a very important part of the academy. Saturday nights particularly. If Saturday night was a basketball game for sure, but we had the camaraderie and the spirit, the ruach that was generated, I think, was something that was fresh and new in the academy, and something that had an impact on the students at the time.
The Ida Crown Jewish Academy would not be the school that it is today if it wasn't for the leadership, the vision, and the love of Rabbi Shlomo Rappaport. Together with his wife, who truly was an Ezer Kenegdo, the Rappaports created an extraordinary school. It became part of their family, and their family became part of the academy.
We wanted to create a person who was learned in both areas of learning, as well as comfortable in both disciplines, so to speak, both Judaic and general studies.
Rabbi Rappaport was kind and gentle, and at the same time he ran the ship with a firm hand. It really worked, it really worked.
I was married in 1945, and I was appointed principal of the academy 2 months later. So I say in retrospect that these were the two loves in my life. Love for my wife and children, number one, and number two, my love for the Academy.
The history of the Academy is a history of greatness, of great people, great students, great teachers, and as we move into the future, we build on the foundations of the past. The Academy's always been a cutting-edge institution, even though we may not have used those words back in 1942. But in 1942, we were cutting edge because we provided a full Jewish and general studies education, opportunities that people had thought were impossible to do in a Jewish high school. And now this new building takes it one step further, but on a continued trajectory towards excellence, towards inspiration, towards the love of Torah and the love of the Jewish people.
All Jewish education was important to my grandmother. If she saw what the Academy has been able to produce, the wonderful, wonderful kids that have come out of it, I know it would bring a real smile to her face.
That generation that started the Academy, look what they have built. The tens of institutions of Torah in the world, for men, for women, for the general public. That's because of the fact that the Academy gave us a sense of vision.
The Academy is a special place. It's a place of learning. It's a place for Torah. It's a place of community. It's a place which we can all call a home.